sit down. Get your mic. Come on. John! There is a style of dining that the producer likes to refer to as fun dining, which brings us here to Malka today in
Manhattan.
Upper West Side Manhattan. It is kind of like a fun, friendly, family style Israeli entertaining type eatery. This is Malka.
Upper West Side.
Yes! He still remembers his part. There is a celebrity chef named Eyal Shani, and he has a series of restaurants called Malka. This is like that really the first kosher Malka, I think. And you get to experience the kind of whim and whimsy that is part of this menu. I got vegetables because Judd is joining us tonight. And for the first vegetable, we're gonna start with a Chrain Carpaccio. This is a familiar item, a familiar food product. So you have this charred beef, so you have a wonderful like cooked beef, that sweetness. It's carpaccio, so it's got the salt, the olive oil, the horseradish, but it's a beef. So the earthiness is there instead of the meatiness, and it's done really fun, friendly, family, refined. What would you call that?
Melt in your mouth.
And or?
Fresh.
Yes! I know okra from like Louisiana kind of cooking. And okra is a very unique and vegetable, and you have to play with it correctly or else you get all sorts of different textures. You can get goopy, you can get nut, you can get crispy. And what we have here is that Iraqi idea, because we have that spicy okra, and we have that, you know, all sorts of Middle Eastern spicy green, and then you have that egg. And that egg that shows up in kind of like all of those dishes, right? But they've done some sort of crazy mash on it, and it only improves the texture and eggy on just a wonderful, wonderful vegetable forward dish.
That is all you.
Oh yeah. That's 100% kind of like an Iraqi flavor. That egg, that spicy, that okra, and there's layers of spicy. This is a very fun dining, fine dining kind of space, but it's chick-chock, fast, strong operating. They know what they're doing. It's very vegetable forward, very vegetable centric, but that's just the beginning, and that's what I'm doing for Judd. They have a hummus like no other, as so is the claim on the menu, but that's kind of the fun that they have on the menu. And already you can understand that these wonderful uses of these fresh vegetable like oils. There's like a tomato water oil, a jalapeno oil, and then they got the beautifully stewed cooked hummus on top of it, the chickpea. I'm gonna say it myself, fresh. That's like toasted oil tahina. And then just on the back, you get that spicy. Because the vegetable plate here is real. Those tomatoes are bright and fresh because it's just the juices and the seeds from the tomato. And then the jalapeno is a fresh puree, fresh jalapeno, so green. And all the oils are carrying those it's fresh. This is a fresh.
You're learning.
There's a Moroccan dish. It is called Chraime. I can never pronounce it right. Chraime, and it is a stewed tomato, spicy stewed tomato fish dish. Classic, old school. So here it's translated using that same idea of just fresh, which I'm gonna steal from Judd. But the whole idea is that the stewed tomato, which is just tomato, is gonna be like just good tomato. The spicy gonna be good, spicy, and the fish is gonna be done perfectly. Just seasoned perfectly. This is classic identifying Chraime flavors where the subtlety is so real sublime. There's a spicy that hits a salty, citrusy, like it's levels and tiers, and it just between the wonderful kind of fish, crispy, tomato build spicy, and then like the sweet and the savory come from the tomato. So like this is just world class fish eating. They're calling it lamb dinosaur because it is the lamb dinosaur kind of rib, giant briskety action. And they're roasting it out family style with just killer veg. This is a fun family kind of hold down, eat it kind of dish. There's a really special richness in that is just kind of clean cut. Like the broth has gone in and beautifully cooked and then clarified and cleared out and then added back just to kind of reference that this is something rich. The fat is there, the richness is there because it's just braised lamb. That's delicious. This is Schnitzel. identifiably kind of like the food of spending time in Israel. If you've ever done any kind of camp trip, kibbutz trip, you have this kind of schnitzel, which is everywhere. What always made it extra special is that this is stuffed with none other than mashed potato. Chicken schnitzel is a culture in Israel. It is a thing. You got the sesames, you got the crispies, you have different things. This is so identifiably that flavor of that kind of experience where I get my mashed potatoes with my schnitzel. That's just a hot, ready, fresh, perfect schnitzel on crisp and on texture. And then you have that wonderful kind of like buttery mashed potato on the inside. It's fun, it's vegetable forward. There's a lot of kind of real finesse, just utilizing good ingredients. Don't make it complicated, make it delicious. And it's shown here, family friendly, fun, sharing dishes. It's a cool spot, service is chick-chock. This is Malka in the Upper West Side of
Well, Manhattan.